Welcome again to Scholarly Talk on Life, right? So I want to start us off with my keto coffee, Elizabeth Walker, um, .itworks.com, sorry. Anywho, I wanted to also give one recommendation, and then I think we should talk about Tyler Perry. So recommendation. So I told you that I went to Nordstrom for the first time and since March, and honestly, there's like nothing there. Most of it has been really turned into you can shop online and we'll send it to you. And I told you that they kept saying, okay, so I'm in a paper cup. Why? I don't feel like doing dishes. So this is enough for the dish. I actually just, all the dishes are washed right now. And I have like one other dish in there, and I was just like, ugh. So I don't want to add two more. I only have, three. So, did a good job in frothing today. Anywho, so there's a lot that's missing. And so one of the things that I wanted to try was, so they had to order it and it gets shipped to me, so I just got it. So this is pretty cool. It's turmeric and cranberry mask, right, by Kiehl's. And I'm so into masks. So, oh, this one's kind of screwed on. So that's kind of an interesting thing. I just love how dense these, so this does not look very attractive. So you can see what it looks like. Wow. Very, 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 very strong scent. Very strong scent. Anywho, but tomorrow I'll do the other one. I did try it. I actually kind of like it. It doesn't, but tomorrow I'll show you the jar so that I can give a better review, because I'm telling you about it and I can't even remind you of the name. So that's not very good. Now, so it was my daughter's birthday. I bought her a bunch of perfume, some bracelets that she absolutely loves. She's a complete girly girl. So I bought her fresh rose morning, and I was like, I love this for myself. So I bought me one. I want to buy it in the store, but I didn't smell it first because you gotta wear the mask. And so I just thought they were really cute. There were 3 different scents. 2 of them were disgusting. One of them was grapefruit. She loves all of them. So that's all that matters. But I left this one. I only got the small bottle because I don't feel that spending almost $90 on the big bottle is worth it. Ugh, but it smells so good. So good. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. It smells like roses and lilac wrapped together. So good. So good. Anyhow, let's talk about Tyler Perry. So last night, Tyler Perry had 2 shows that premiered on BET. It was a revival of House of Pain. The first episode, there are 2 episodes, and the first episode, I kept having to tell my husband that these are the same actors. He kept saying, no, it can't be, because look at him. Ooh. And I was like, yes, it is. I forgot to turn the light on. And I was like, yes, it's the same guy. And he's like, impossible. First off, the show ended 7 years ago. And so the notion that they're kind of bringing this back, I'm not I actually, House of Pain, I didn't dislike House of Pain. I didn't like it either. I watched it. But for House of Pain, it's strange that they're picking them up when he's in college, because he went to college 7 years ago. So you would think that this would have fast forward. You would have also thought, I mean, here's the thing. Tyler Perry is stuck on the fact that he thinks that his viewer has no sense of memory, no sense of connection, and so he completely forgets that we know that they didn't move across the street. Okay, so that's one. He completely forgets that you dropped us off when he was in college, freshman in college, and now you're talking about you're in college. So I'm like, well, the math doesn't add up. And if you look at him, he does not look like a college student anymore. Nope, he looks older than a college student. So, so that's that. And I'm gonna tell you, the first episode, I was absolutely going out of my mind because they kept saying, "Don't you want to talk?" And he's like, "No, I'll win." You know, he kept doing this. I don't know. I don't want to talk. I'm scared. I'm like, what the hell do you have to say? Can we just get it out? And so then by the end of the episode, we finally figure out, oh, he got this chick pregnant. Okay. So then the whole next episode is, when are you going to tell your parents? And you know, by the end of the episode, we still didn't get him telling the parents. I was like, the fact that you were about to drag this 1 hour, maybe 2 hours out for 2 whole episodes. My husband's like, it's Tyler Perry. And I said, I know. So then it gets into this conversation that, you know, and I am so proud of him for being a billionaire, and I'm so happy for him. But on the flip side, he's a billionaire with making mediocre stuff. And, forgive my French, half-assing stuff, right? So, and Spike Lee is such a perfectionist, right? And I hate to even compare the two, and I think the reason is because Spike Lee said some things about him before, and I mean, he had, like, and I have just, and I had a friend who made a comment like, I can't believe he's still making stuff, and I said, well, you know, I hate to tell you, like, I still watch it, and I still complain. I still think that things are going to get better when things don't get better. There's glimpses of goodness, but then the goodness is just squelched. I mean, the level of mediocrity when it comes to some of these shows is just like, my God. Like, and I'm not even a big fan of House of Pain, but you are really pushing my patience, man. You're pushing my patience, and it's not funny. Like, I mean, House of Pain was never really all that funny to me anyway. And so you're sitting here like, you really are not about to, you really not about to introduce all the characters on the show. And the first episode, the second episode, and then the second then he has a whole new show coming on afterwards. I'm gonna tell you the best part about House of Pain is the intro. I love the intro. Excellent job. Excellent job. Okay. Second episode, then he has a whole new series that comes on afterwards. I'm not in the mood. I watched it and I was like, the hook on the man's hand. And he's a funny comedian. So I'm not even going to argue with the fact that he is not a funny guy. He is a funny guy. But the hook was like a sock with a hook on it. Like this could be better. And I think that's what makes me mad about Tyler Perry sometimes, is that all of this could be better. Like, literally. But you choose not for it to be better. So I do ask the question, is it because we're not asking for him to be better and do better and be better? Or is this just, I know my audience don't care, and they will take whatever that I give them and they'll enjoy it, so it doesn't matter if it's good, you know? And then that leads me to this again. It takes me right back to Spike Lee, because I see a lot of criticism of Spike Lee and some of his projects, and I'm like, so wait a second, you guys have a high standard of Spike Lee, and part of it is because he has created a high standard for himself, right? But y'all's standard of acceptability for Tyler Perry is not even in the ballpark of Spike Lee. So the fact that you guys are like, will criticize Spike Lee to death if it's not something that's really good, but then can come around here and still be like, oh, it's okay, Tyler. Like, why can't y'all ask Tyler Perry to do better? Can you make the hook look real? I mean, can we at least have an episode that lasts longer than in real time? Like, the fact that you are drawing out 2 episodes, you drew out a whole episode of him walking around saying, being afraid to tell people. And then when he's like, well, I think she's pregnant. So my husband's walking in and out of the room and he goes, think. You mean to tell me that you're going to do all this and you're going to tell your parents and you're going to say blah, 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 and you don't even know for sure if the girl is pregnant or not? Legit conversation. So you going to come to your parents and say, I think she's pregnant? By a stripper? And I was like, you know, he should have got T-Pain's song, but he probably wouldn't pay for it. I'm in love with a stripper. He should have hooked it up. If we're gonna do this, then we might, if I'm gonna be subjected to low grade television, then we might as well just go all the way out. As we're talking about low grade television, I have to tell you a secret. And my husband doesn't watch my shows. I know, right? So I've actually, one of my most ratchet shows that I watch is Love After Lockup. And actually got my husband hooked on the show. Because he's even like, I was like, yeah, I already watched it already. So he like undeleted it and started watching it because he's like interested in this. So I can't tell you, like the new couples I'm kind of like whatever about, but I'm gonna tell you, like, they're just so, I'm still at point zero. With all these people walking around here free, or at least on probation, why are you hooking up with people in jail? I mean, not saying that people in jail don't need love. I get it. But I can't wrap my head around this. But, you know, teach his own. But I also have another funny thing about the show. The funniest part of the season so far, to me, because there's a lot of scenes that are funny, is this black guy. He's like, what, 50? And and he has 2 adult children who are about the same age as the girl that he's seeing, this white chick. He's a black dude, and he got 2 black kids who are like, you getting played. And then when they find out that she's white, they like, and they're like, well, you have a problem with the white one? And they're like, no, we don't have a problem with the white one. We have a problem with the concept that you are hooking up with some white chick in jail and sending her money. Come to find out, she got like 7 or 8 other dudes on the side sending her money. So he ain't the only one, but he don't know it. He don't know it yet. But what's so funny about it is when he goes to find her, to pick her up from jail, because he got he got the rose petals all over the bed, all over the in a hotel. I'm sorry, in a motel that he has around the corner before he takes her to the halfway house. Or I'm sorry, the train station to get her to the halfway house. The funniest part is he gets out of his car and he pulls out binoculars and he is watching her. He is watching the door to see if she's coming out. And it's like, binoculars? You in a blue suit from head to toe with Stacey Adams and binoculars. And then he's like, oh, I'm gonna get you all dressed up and everything else. And I'm thinking he's gonna get her like some really nice clothes, jeans, and a black shirt. I'm like, wait, you went shopping and that's all you could find? Okay. That's a special outfit, is some jeans and a black shirt. The show is hilarious. Like I cannot tell you how funny the show is. I mean, funny. But, you know, and I got my husband hooked on it because he's just because you know the show can't be scripted because it's too stupid to be scripted. Like, I mean, it is the most unpolished. I was like, you guys don't even have, like, you got unpolished, broke, no budget show, and I love every second of it. But for some reason, but in conclusion, I do think we need to have a deeper conversation on why. I think it's great. Tyler Perry Studios is great. He is doing a lot of things for the culture, and I think that that's awesome. But the stuff that he puts his name on, that he writes and produces, produces, and directs, I know he has it in him to do better. And I think that it would be nice if we ask him, we look him eye to eye. We support you and we happy for your $1 billion success. But treat us a little bit more intelligently. And do better. Do better. See you tomorrow.